Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk about life. Our guests will share their life story. We want you to success in life and business. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk about life. We're going to speak on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are going to witness business with a servant's heart. With hosts Steve Ramona and Ray. Inspiration, education talks. Listen to the podcast. Steve Ramona.
Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. I am so excited and thrilled to have you join us today. This podcast is dedicated to exploring the idea of doing your work and your life with a servant's heart so you can make a difference and have purpose in your life. Everybody can do this. We also did develop this podcast to motivate you, inspire you, and educate you to make an impact in your world. And this couple today is making a huge impact in something a lot of you probably don't know. So really listen and take some notes, because this is something we really need to get help with and help them and support them with. While you're listening to this incredible show today, I want you to think about how you're going to serve yourself and serve others and what impact you create with that service. And the key word is today. A lot of people wait tomorrow, next day, a week, and months go by and they haven't done it. The impact you'll make today and that you'll create by just serving somebody today will blow you away. Trust me, I do it every day, and it's like a gift from Christmas every day. So go ahead and do that. If you have any questions, reach out. And I want to thank my sponsor today, my incredible partner, Pantheon Alliance. Imagine being part of an exclusive community of high-income, successful business owners and entrepreneurs from very diverse industries. Together, we are building a thought leader platform to impact and change the world. For more information on this community, just reach out to me and I'll get you all the information you need. With that being said, I've got a power couple here. A couple has a passion for helping people and support people and truly has a servant's heart. And it's unique. It's going to be with a disease. I call it hydro. He'll give you the full name because I screw it up all the time. But not a lot of people have it. Jeff and Catherine are going to talk about the very few people have it. And more importantly, the very few people even know about it. Once I met Jeff for the first time, I was a huge supporter, and I support him any way I can. And I support Catherine as well because she's supporting Jeff as it goes on and goes on and goes on, how it should be. So welcome to the show, Jeff and Catherine.
Thank you, Steve. I so appreciate it. This is awesome.
Well, we're fired up because to get this out to the world. Say the name of the disease again.
Hydrocephalus. I don't really think of it as
thank you.
Just to clarify one thing. I don't think of it as a disease. For a disease, I think of something like, something that can be completely eradicated by a certain treatment. The treatment that we get for hydrocephalus is to keep us alive, not to eradicate the condition. So I usually call it a condition, but it's semantics, I guess, really. But
yeah.
And by the way, one other thing. This is really, really common. This is ridiculously common.
It's about 1 in 800 people.
There's like 400,000 babies born with it every single year.
Thanks for correcting the host. That's why sometimes I say the wrong thing, and I love to learn.
Never know.
Because it's an invisible disease in the sense of not a lot of people don't know about it. Why do you think that's the case?
Well, I mean, because there's really nothing on the outside of the body inherently with hydrocephalus that would give that away. I mean, I do have a shunt. They call it a shunt back here behind my right ear, but it's under the skin, under my hair, you're never going to, unless I physically show you the scar, the big giant scar back there, you would never know that I had any surgeries by looking at my appearance. So that's why I call it invisible, because it's not obvious. It's not, so. Yeah.
How many surgeries have you had so far?
Well, I've had about 15, but that was overall. So about 7 of them are brain surgeries, starting at 2 weeks old. That was my first one. And my last one was just about 3 years ago in October of 2021. I've had 4 in the last 10 years. So it's been it's been a little stacked up over the last few years. So
And it's impacted your life. That's the point I wanted to make. This is not,
yes,
you have it and you deal with it. There's some major impact to it. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Catherine. I know you wanted to say something.
I was just gonna say you'd never know to look at him that he's had 7 brain surgeries. It's completely invisible.
right. That's the invisible part.
Yeah.
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 And that's important because unfortunately in this world, if we don't see it, we're not sure, like a servant's heart, like you guys are. I don't see the results right away. So is it really working? On the flip side with you, Jeff, and Catherine, what you're working with is when I first met Jeff, he sounds great until he got deeper into it, to the surgeries and things. What's the biggest thing somebody could do listening right now for hydrocephalus?
For like, if you knew somebody that was impacted by hydrocephalus,
Correct.
you know, the biggest thing is to do exactly what my parents did. And that is when I was, you know, I was born with the condition. And so my first brain surgery was at 2 weeks old, you know, and I had a couple more in my childhood, and I had a lot of other surgeries that were related to it, that were caused by it, but weren't necessarily brain surgeries. But what my parents did, which was hugely valuable, and I'm thankful to them to this day, is they never made a big deal of it. They never said, Jeff, you can't do that because you have a thing, you have a condition, you have a disease, you're disabled. You better not try that because none of that, never. They said, you know, I would say maybe I'd approach them about something like a contact sport or something like football or basketball. They'd be like, well, okay, how about band? You know, or, you know, they would just kind of like, how about choir? How about we do something not contact sports that requires a helmet, you know? And so it was very encouraging, and it was never like, no, you can't do. It was always, let's try this instead, and you're going to be awesome at that, you know? So, so I think that has impacted me more than anything. So I've never had like a victim mentality.
And
which is important.
Jeff, thank you for saying that, because if you don't, any disease or whatever you want to call it, you have a situation that's across the board. Try to have a normal part of life. So thank you for saying that. God bless you, because that's the other thing I want people to hear. This could go across the board with diabetes and on and on and on with stiff. You know, it's a little bit of well, for you, it's a big obstacle, but you can still do things. Catherine, I want to ask you from the partner side, the spouse side, what's some of the things that you give for advice? Because I know you've been dealing with this, of course, your whole marriage since you've known him, actually.
Right. Interestingly, so yeah, we did meet when we were in middle school. I knew that he had a condition, but I didn't really see a lot of evidence of it impacting his life. So it wasn't even a factor as we were, you know, considering marriage and moving forward as you know, together as a couple. And so we got married at 22, and it was about 14 years that we were married before any of the surgeries and really difficult stuff started happening. So so I really got to know, you know, him as, you know, a very strong, very capable, very just a strong, you know, young man. And so that's what I was used to. And so as he started having surgeries and the side effects from the surgeries, you know, like migraines for the better part of a year, and you know, ongoing headaches. He also, from the surgery in 2021, he ended up with muscle spasms. And so all of those things have been a challenge for sure. But what I would encourage people is to really consider advocating for yourself. You know, like I said, I knew him as a very strong, capable young man. And so to see him, you know, taken down by migraines, I was like, this isn't right. I don't want to, you know, just let him you know, stay in that space. Let's see what we can do to make those better. You know, how can we, you know, what modalities and therapies and practitioners can we, you know, be in touch with to make a difference, to bring him back to that strong, capable young man that I knew. So advocate for yourself and look for options when you don't necessarily like exactly what the medical community tells you.
Jeff, it's amazing when you got a great partner, huh?
Right? Yeah. No, we
That's
all
a great
married up,
lesson.
Steve.
Amen.
I'm
Amen. No,
telling you.
I love
Oh,
it. And she
yeah.
said, you say it with so much calm. I know you've been through huge obstacles and struggles, but having that peace of mind and being there for them, and hey, I know this is it coming in and things happen. So you guys are now passionate about helping others with Hydro.
Yes.
Talk about that, what you're doing and what you want to do.
So where it started was back in 2018 after one of my recent brain surgeries. And we were sitting in the room waiting for the doctor to come in for the follow-up. And we heard this couple in the next, or this family, or, some folks in the next room. And you couldn't hear the words, but you could, nice thin walls in the medical ops. You could hear the tone of the conversation. And it was like, oh man, I wonder if they're finding out for the first time that their baby's going to have brain surgery, or, oh man, maybe they're going to have to do it again. And they've done it 5 times already and they're sick of it. I was like, man, we got to do something. We got to do, I don't know what we can do, but we got to do something. So we started thinking, and like, do we want to do brick and mortar? Do we want to do online? Do we want to do, what do we want to cover? And there's a lot of amazing organizations out there nationally and around the world that do a lot of like fundraising and things for the devices themselves, that they use in surgery and all the different technologically advanced things. That's not my gig. I'm not that guy. All I wanted to do was run next door to that room and give them a hug and tell them it was going to be okay and answer their questions. So that's where we went. So we're the kind of the boots on the ground, practical people. We're like what do you need right now? And so the first thing we created with Hydro with Hope was a journal. It's a fill in the blank journal. It's about 150 pages. It's called My Hydro Warrior Story. And it walks you straight through from, I'm in the hospital, I got to get this surgery done, through the whole process of that hospital visit and the medical record keeping and who's your doctor and what's, and so that was the first physical, tool that we produced for that. And then that kind of led us to our next couple of things that we knew that needed to be out there to help people with hydrocephalus, but that's kind of where it started. So.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me. Woe is me. You could do that. You've got this, this thing you're dealing with. I always want to say
Sure.
the D word, and could have done that, and people wouldn't. I know. I got to get that out of my head. And people wouldn't have been. He's got something he's dealing with. He's got to fix it.
Sure.
You guys went far beyond, and I'm saying that loudly and proudly because you decided to help others that are dealing with the same thing, and you guys have dealt with it. So, Catherine, is that what you're doing as well? Going, hey, here's some ways to get through this journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, in a practical day-to-day sense, I'm really just kind of supporting what he's doing. But yeah, absolutely. We're both very passionate about, how can we help people that are really in the midst of dealing with, maybe this diagnosis. Jeff really connected with a young couple. They're on the other side of the world. They were over in the Middle East, and they found Jeff through Facebook and started asking questions because they had a young preemie baby who was given this diagnosis of hydrocephalus. And they were listening to the doctors, say all kinds of scary things about brain damage and, impacting, the baby's life. And they were, understandably, they were freaked out. They were scared.
Yeah.
And so but they found Jeff on Facebook and they reached out and said, what is the reality here? I see that you're living with this. And, can you guide us through this? And so Jeff was really able to speak into their lives, in a very practical way and say, it's okay. Yes, the doctors are, they might be saying those scary things to protect their liability or whatever, but, I've been living with this for 47 years, and I'm really okay. I'm doing great. So
give them some hope,
Yeah. So that's really, both of us have a heart to, reach and serve those people, those families that are really in the midst of it.
Well, from both sides too. So I'm coming at it from the person that's living with the condition, that's living day to day with the pain and the unpredictability and right. And then she's coming in as the caregiver extraordinaire and saying, this is what we need to do, caregivers. This is what would work better. This is what how we should really be approaching this. So it's been pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, and I like that because both are very, there's a lot of anxiety on both sides. Yeah, you're dealing with the anxiety, but here's Catherine worried about you, trying to figure out doing the right thing. I tell you, hey, stop having the migraine. You don't say that, but I know you have migraine, but it doesn't work. Yeah, don't ever say that. But you have to, because you guys had no book. There's no book out there that I could buy on Amazon that says, okay, your son or your husband has hydro. Here's your steps. But you guys are building that.
No, you don't see that. No, any more than you had a baby. Here's the step-by-step guide on how to do it awesome. That doesn't, no. No.
Well, that's what I love about you guys is giving that information, helping like this family you were talking about. They're probably anxiety level from here to here. When you talk to them, like, we've heard the same thing. I'm 47, if I had right now, my level would just drop down. I'm just feeling that because there's comfort in that other people are surviving this, are living with it and living. He's got a beautiful wife. He's beautiful family. He's living very well. Right.
And that was why it was so cool. Cause I could come at it from a very calm perspective and very detached almost perspective. It's like, look, it's cool. It's okay. You're not gonna, and so and it's cool because we were actually able to, they ended up about a year later coming to Texas from the Middle East, flew to Texas to a clinic there that specializes in helping families that have kids with different conditions and stuff that they wouldn't normally get the right specialized help at a regular hospital. So they set this place up. It's outside of Houston. It's awesome. And so they were there. And so, and that organization actually came on our TV show. And so it was like, it's grown into so many cool connections. Just meeting this couple a couple of years ago, it was just so cool. So you never know where stuff's going to come from,
Just open your mouth and then shut up and let people tell you what they need. And look what's happened. I know I say to shut up, you're like, but it truly is just shut up and listen. And make sure and look what you're doing. And you're building this massive support group of a network of people, and more are going to come. I know with this audience, you're going to go out and do that because people tell you, if you, like I heard with this, perfect example, I heard a lady on my podcast afterwards, we were talking, she was, my son has hydro. I'm like, got the guy to meet with you. Oh my God. She was super fired up. Yeah. And you're going to meet with her. And that's just the power of being human and a servant's heart that you guys are exposing. Let's talk about the university. It's new. I'm excited about it because I'm really pumped for what you're doing. Talk about what that's about.
So Invisible Condition University was kind of a result of, most passionate business owners are passionate about what they're doing because they saw something that was lacking in the marketplace and said, I bet I can create that. Yeah, we need that. Let's create it. So that's exactly where ICU came from. So it's honestly, it's something we wish we would have had about 10 years ago when I started going through all these surgeries, because what it is it's a community where people can come. And on Zoom, we meet on Zoom twice a month, first and third Tuesdays of every month at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. And we get on there, and Catherine and I are both on there most of the time, and we answer questions. We collaborate. We're, like, hey, what questions do you have this time? It's not like I just kind of facilitate. I don't really run anything. I just, okay, guys, what do you got? And it's, and they come up with stuff. So, but it's about community, and it's about having a safe place to talk to somebody that's actually going to listen and care and walk with you through what you're going through and give you some information that maybe you didn't get from the full story at the hospital or from the doctor. Sometimes you don't get all the information you need, especially when you leave the hospital. They kind of forget your name. So we kind of felt like we were standing in the gap there between the two and providing that place for people to come. So, and
it's hard to get a hold of your doctor too. You guys dealt with that, I'm sure. Especially nowadays, they're just so overworked. It's not.
There's so many people in the way. Yeah.
Well, what I love about the university, when I first heard you were telling us about it, tell me about it, Jeff, is you leave a message with the doctor, hey, this is going on. You got to wait 2 days. The anxiety level, as you guys know,
Right.
off the charts. But I could jump on a call, either hear from you guys or another community member and says, hey, I just dealt with that. Here's what I did. Oh, again, let's talk anxiety just drops.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, to be able to reduce that anxiety, reduce the worry, the concern, and really bring people peace, bring them hope, support, encouragement, that whatever their doctor might say or whatever they might think about, right, in that gap, that time gap that you were just talking about, we want to support people and say, we're here. Let's, we've got resources. Let's figure out how we can collaborate and work. Get you the answers you need.
Yeah, I mean, we, not to mention 47 years of dealing with this particular condition. Over the last 10 years and 4 brain surgeries, we've had to kind of become our own best advocate, and that means searching. I mean, in 2014, I ended up having 2 brain surgeries back to back within 24 hours, 3 weeks in the hospital because of a bacterial infection, and they were able to do what they had to do and get me out of the hospital, and I started having migraines. And it got to the point that it was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that lasted for a year. 24-hour migraines for a year. Not cool. But we found 2 things throughout that year. We went back to the neurosurgeon, by the way, and said, help me. What can we do? Went back to the medical community. That's who basically did this, did the surgery. So we're like, well, let's go back there first. He said, well, geez, I'm sorry. I guess you're just going to have to live with headaches, which infuriated her.
It's making me mad right now.
I almost had to drag her out of the room. And so I said, okay. I was like, okay, I get it. It's not your scope of practice, whatever. Not crazy about the answer, but sure. So we had to be our own best advocate. We searched and searched and searched and found a bunch of stuff that didn't work and some stuff that did. We ended up finding 2 particular things. And one of those things got rid of those migraines in a month. But I wouldn't have known if I wouldn't be sitting here if I still had those migraines. I'd be in the couch over there, probably doped up on meds, But the point is, we have done the work. We have done the searching and the trial and error and over the last 10 years and over the last almost 50 years, not to mention with our TV show, we've got a year and a half of guests twice a week that we have gained so much knowledge from that I could reach out to at any moment and say, hey, I got somebody that's struggling with this. Can you jump on a call with me? And they would jump, and so I wanted to share that. We wanted to share that information. That's what ICU is for. I've gathered all of that together to share. So it's there for you.
Yeah. How do people get access to it? When's the next call? Is this free? Is there a cost? What do you do?
So there is a cost. It's $17 a month, but it's which is pretty, I mean, if you go to Starbucks twice a month, you've spent more than that. So we wanted to keep it low because we wanted as many people as possible to be able to take advantage of it. But we are excited because we want you to try it first. So if you go to myfreegiftfromjeff.com, first 30 days is on us. And then that'll give you a chance to go to a couple of Zoom calls with us and get to know us a little bit and see how the community is and then go from there.
And we pushed him out of the way.
The
next call is October 15th.
I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
That's a good. That's a good business partner. Getting your big
October 15th is the next call. Tuesday, October 15th.
October 15th. So it's a week from tomorrow. This is October 7th. This will be out in 3 or 4 days. I'm also going to get the information, promote it to my circle's audience. So look for it in my social media.
Amazing.
I'm going to promote it. We're
you.
coming to the end here, and this is crazy because I don't want it to come to an end, but we have things to do. I want to talk about the TV show, but the one thing, $17 a month, and honestly, I'm gonna put this out here and I'm a promoter, but I don't like doing it on the show. But
I get it.
If I have migraines or I pay you guys $17 a month, I think the answer for me is it's much cheaper than time-wise seeing my doctor. And audience, I don't want to push anybody to this. I do. Stop, Steve. I do. Because think about it logically, right? It's $17. and amongst other conditions that you've had or problems, and how to talk to the doctor the right way. We won't get into all that. There's so many things I can see that people could learn. And you guys are learning every week as well. So when I go October 15th, they're going to learn something. But November 5th, I think, is your next one.
Yep.
So if you miss 15th, go November 5th. You've probably had another guest on your show that's taught you something else. So this is ever growing. And I wanted to put that out there. Real quick, let's talk, well, not real quick, but we do have a few minutes. Talk about the TV show. You mentioned it a little bit, but what will people expect when they see it?
So TV show is on E360 TV. We're on the Achieve TV channel. You can watch any Tuesday, and it's every Tuesday and Friday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And the name of the show is Invisible Condition. And the tagline is, it's not all in your head, because, you know, sometimes when you have a condition that's not visible from the outside, it can start to feel like you're a hypochondriac and you're dreaming this up because you can't find the evidence, right? It's like, all the tests are normal. It must be, you know, so it's not all in your head. I believe you. It's okay. And so we have guests that come on the show, and usually just one guest per show. It's a 1-hour show. And we talk about how they are living and yet thriving despite some sort of medical condition that they live with. And then also organizations out there like that clinic I was talking about in Houston. They were on the show not that long ago, and others, of course, that are living and thriving with the condition and what they're doing in spite of it, and then the organizations that are helping. So,
Jeff, the word thriving is such a beautiful word. That is a great word. Let's everybody thrive. We all have disabilities or things, obstacles in our life. Let's not them hold us back. You guys are an absolute blessing. God bless both of you. I'm so excited to be friends with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. And I just, one last thing I want to just throw out there. I've got it in our book. There's a little about Jeff section, you know, like, well, who is this guy and why is he qualified to, you know, and so there's a little thing that talks about that. And at the end of that, I don't remember who came up with the quote, but I kind of altered it anyway, so to make it mine. But I've realized, you know, number one, your attitude is the only thing you have 100% control over. So roll with that. And then the other thing is, life doesn't have to be perfect to be amazing. So no matter what you're going through, you can still push on. You can still have an amazing life. It can be messy. It's okay. It's been messy.
It's been messy.
So it doesn't have to be perfect. So,
and audience, that's coming from a guy with 7 total brain surgeries. He didn't have knee surgery like an NFL player. He didn't have shoulder surgery like I had. Brain surgery. I just want to leave it at that. If he can do it, most of us should be able to do it. So that's a great lesson for people to learn. Let's end really quick with a fun question.
All right.
This is for both of you. So we'll start ladies first. So you have an advantage, Jeff. So, Catherine, you have a reservation at a restaurant, a table of 4. You're, of course, sitting in one of the chairs, and the other 3 empty chairs. Who would you invite, dead or alive? Why would they be invited? And what food would you order?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, gosh.
3
Good
people,
question.
dead or alive.
Dead or alive? Well, I'm going to go with one that's obvious based on my faith. I would invite Jesus Christ because I got a ton of questions.
I had a lot of questions too.
Yeah.
Another person that I've been listening to her podcast for a little bit now. Her name is Alex Clark, and she just recently rebranded her podcast, and so now it's named The Culture Apothecary. And it's really, I find it fascinating to listen to her talk about health and nutrition on a whole like next level basis. So I would find it fascinating to chat with her. And you said one more?
One more.
You know, I think another person that I find really, I think would be really interesting to talk to would be Dean Graziosi. He's a business partner with Tony Robbins. And I think Dean Graz is just a little bit more down to earth, maybe. But anyway,
Tony would be intense. I think he would like knock the table over with
anyway,
his
I
presence.
think his business acumen, I think, would be fascinating to learn from. And then what would I eat? What would I order? I'm a fan of salmon, so I'd probably do something like a salmon with a butter sauce and some asparagus, maybe some vegetables.
I love it. I just took my wife out last week for her birthday. She had the best salmon. I don't eat salmon. I'll eat the salmon at this restaurant. It was a bear blanc chambord sauce. Oh, it was so good. I'm going to get hungry. I better stop. How about you, Jeff? Now you've got the advantage. Gluten-free coming to your table. What do you eat?
Well, I mean, you took one of mine. Jesus would definitely be welcome at my table. Okay. That's one of them for sure. He'd probably be at the head of the table. And then, you know, one guy that I've really wanted to connect with. I'd be a fool not to put this out there. I've been looking to connect with this guy, so I would love to have him at the table. Danny Bonaducci. He's one that he was recently diagnosed with the same thing I was, so I would love to have him at the table so we could have a conversation. I could maybe help him, you know. And number 3, man, I don't know. I'm thinking somebody along the lines of Dean. He wasn't what popped into my head, but somebody to like give me a kick in the butt, you know, business wise, and be like, hey, here's what you need to do, you know. And I don't know, maybe Kiyosaki or you know, or Graciosi, either one of those, would be awesome. And then, I mean, that'd be a colorful conversation between the 3 of them anyway.
Oh God, yeah.
Based on what I've heard of Danny's podcasts too, it'd be a colorful conversation. But the food, I'm a crustacean. I'm a bottom feeder junkie. I love shellfish, man. I would be all over lobster or crab or anything like that with endless drawn butter. Bring it on.
Oh, okay. There we go. What great tables. Well, you guys are blessings. You're a beautiful couple. Like I said, I'm so glad to support you. And audience, please support them. How can they find you? I know you said some things. Talk about your name of your TV show again, where they can find it, how they can connect with you.
Name of the TV show is Invisible Condition. It's on E360 TV, which is a free app download, or you can, if your TV's smart enough, you can download it there. So if you want to contact us about that, Invisible Condition at e360tv.com. And, you know, that's probably the best way to contact us anywhere. Yeah.
And then for Invisible Condition University, remember, go to myfreegiftfromjeff.com. myfreegiftfromjeff.com.
Yep.
And we'll have that in the show notes, so people, when you go, if you didn't get this or couldn't write it down, I'll have the link there. You could just click on it.
And if anybody wants to donate to Hydro with Hope, there's a donation link right on the front page, hydrowithhope.com, and you can learn all about that. In fact, that little dude we were talking about, that was like one of our first people that we talked to, that from all the way around the world. If you look in one section if you find the little guy sitting in a bathrobe on the top of a bed with a cute little smile on his face, that's him. His name's David. He's the cutest little kid. So you get to see him on the website too. So we asked the parents if we could use the parents' permission.
Sure.
Like, can we please use his picture? He's so cute. So but you can donate on the front page there, and we would appreciate it. So
no, thank you. And he's smiling because of you too. It's a big part of that, why he's smiling. So God bless both of you. Hey, audience, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Here's why. If you know somebody with Hydro, send this link to them. You're going to learn all about it. You get these links or get the show notes. Literally just want to go to the university link. So what's the link again? I like to say it one more time.
myfreegiftfromjeff.com.
And share it with them. But, podcasts and even TV shows are a great way to go, hey, I just met this couple. I watched this podcast. And you were just mentioning it, Catherine. You listen, you can learn, you can share the whole show with them. And it's 20 minutes, so they can listen and learn and be educated and inspired and motivated. The other thing is family and friends. When you subscribe, you can send them the subscribe link. They too can subscribe. I've had incredible guests like these two who are just wonderful. That's the reason to subscribe. Yeah, I'd love to have 1 million subscribers. That's not the important thing. It's a tool for you. Also to comment on the YouTube channel. Critique this podcast. Me, Catherine, and Jeff, we're doing this podcast for you, not for us. We want to help you. In this case, help you with this obstacle that Jeff's going through, or if you know somebody else going through. It's 1 out of 800. It's not 1 out of 8 million like I thought. Learn a huge lesson. There's a lot of people out there. So keep your ears open and share it and comment on it. If it's any comment for Catherine or Jeff, I will make sure they get it. If you need to contact them, I'll do the same thing there. And as always, me, Catherine, and Jeff want to thank you all so much for watching or listening to this podcast. God bless you all, and we'll see you all in the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.